Yo, what up? This is Grandmaster Wood, aka Ray's daddy, chiming in on OMGs Sim or Cheese video. My thoughts on simming and cheesing. Sim is what, in my opinion, is pretty much what you would see on Sundays. And like OMG said, I don't normally agree with ass eaters, but the game is changing. I think people are starting to throw it more. I think the ball is coming out faster, more timed throws. I think more people are getting exposed. I think game plans are getting more and more out of the box because everybody is becoming smarter. So as you're playing, you're not going to keep doing the same thing over and over because eventually somebody's going to stop it, and then you have to have an answer for when somebody stops it. So let's say you're running, let's take Ray for example, that fucking play action middle post. As soon as you take that away, what's his second move? You know what I'm saying? What's his counter to that? Like, is he going to throw the second option on that route, or is he going to get sacked? Like, you've got to have, some type of move after that. And I am a big fan of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Hence my running game and staying with Todd Gurley on the ground and stuff. And my passing game isn't fully there, but that's because I don't necessarily need to pass. Like, everybody in the league knows I'm going to run the ball. I'm going to run that motherfucker till somebody stops me. And then I run into Brad and he stops me. So then what am I doing now? I'm changing with the time. I don't have to run the ball so much because I'm starting to work on my passing game. And I think that that's what's going to get people out of the cheese. Like, if they run that, because, Ray runs more than just that play. But I was just using that as an example because every time he threw it, like, he was getting at least fucking 30 yards when he was throwing that ball. So would I consider that cheese? A little, but I don't think it's cheese enough to the point of punishment. I think that falls on the player. Let's take Cincy for example, to then user the linebacker or safety to then move to remove the play. I think that real life, if that play was going to work every single time, I think there would be no hesitation from any owner or any coach or anything in the league to continue to run that play. Because if you watch the Minnesota Vikings, like, Minnesota Vikings are my favorite team. And if you watch the Vikings between last year and this year, it didn't matter fucking Case Keenum or Kirk Cousins. Like, they religiously would throw the fucking out route when they needed to. Like, if they needed like 3rd and 6 or 3rd and long, whatever, like, they were throwing that out route to Stephon Diggs or to Adam Thielen. Like, that thing was coming out fast. And you could watch, like, that was the only reason we got yards against the Eagles in the NFC championship game, even though we got smoked. But that was legit the only reason that we got that. So it's like, if that's the only thing that's going to work, then that's really the only thing that you can do. So I don't think that plays like that are cheese. I think cheese is manipulating the AI. Like last year, you could always, always run an out route, and it was literally unstoppable. Like, you had to user the corner to stop the out route. I think that's cheese. I think finding a way to, or finding a play that manipulates the offensive line, pancaking the D-line every single play, like, I think that's cheese. I think that nano blitzing, that's cheese. You know what I'm saying? Like, these things that are like unstoppable, I think that's cheese. But if there's a way to stop it by either you using it or you doing something like that, then that's on you, and that's you caring and paying attention and shit. Whether that's you scouting, and writing stuff on a piece of paper, or that's you watching people's videos and games and stuff. But I think the way that you can draw the line between cheese and sim is it stoppable? Like, is it something that can be stopped by the user? And if it can't, then that qualifies into the cheese, and that's unfair. But if you can stop it and you're just too lazy to stop it, that's when that falls into the sim. That's just my opinion on that. I don't think that I can think of anybody else off the top of my head that runs major cheese, or doesn't play to like the rule standards. Because if I'm going to run a stretch play and I'm going to run a stretch play, but you don't do anything to stop it, then I'm going to still run that stretch play. There's only so many plays that you can run the ball with as well as pass the ball. Passing concepts aren't very elaborate on most downs, and most of the time, if they are, if your D-line is good or your O-line sucks ass, then you're going to get sacked, unless you just have great protection, which most of the time that doesn't happen because the way the game is set up, the D-line and O-line, they're way more technical and they're way more advanced than they have been in the past. So using different things and trying to find different route combinations, I think that's hard, and I think that's also what results in a lot of the interceptions in the league. Dudes have 40 interceptions, which is literally unheard of in real life. But in Madden, like, you have that situation, which doesn't make any sense in terms of like keeping it sim, in my opinion, because in sim, like, you'll never see a QB ever have 40 interceptions in a year. Like, that just doesn't happen. This fucking sun is pissing me off. So like, pretty much, this thing's like 7 minutes long, so I'm gonna wrap it up. So my vote for if it's sim or if it's cheese, I would say if you can stop it, it's not cheese. If you can't stop it, it is cheese. I think that we are good enough to hold ourselves to a higher standard of playing Madden. And I think that we also should put in the effort to get better and to not just play the game to play the game, but to play the game to win and to actually become better Madden players. Because I think that that's what's going to help the league grow, and what's also going to bring in more people if we ever need it, because having a competitive league is pretty damn attractive. So that's about all I got to say about that. I am in the process of the adoption papers for the Cardinals, the Seahawks, and the 49ers. So I should have that within a couple weeks. So you guys, get ready to move to LA. It's really nice out here. And I'll see you guys soon. All right. Peace.